My name's Bobby and I like to drive. And you're watching Bobby. What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another drive. Now today, by the way, I'm in just some sort of crevice at the end of some street. But what I was noticing is, as I was driving down here, is this house in the corner with this old banger parked outside. Look how old that looks. I mean, I don't even know if anybody's living in that house. Don't know if you can tell. You know, with me, maybe I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I know I'm not wrong. My aim is to speedrun making money so that I can just buy loads of real estate. Once I've brought loads of real estate, I can then use it to make passive income. When you make passive income, you have more time. When you have more time, you can do more stuff. I know, I'm a genius. You're welcome. But today is you could say a special drive, but I don't really want to sound too gay. It was my birthday. So it was my birthday on Tuesday, 22nd of April. And alhamdulillah, I am the ripe, tender, fresh age of 29. And I remember, it's funny, firstly, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, which just means praise to God. Okay, don't get offended, just everyone's welcome on my channel. I'm a Muslim, but everyone's welcome here. I think I've just made it awkward. You know what, forget I said that. I think I've just made it awkward. I'm an absolute technician at making perfectly normal situations absolutely unbearably awkward. But I remember about 9 years ago when I actually started YouTube. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And I got nothing to show. Never mind. As I was saying, about 9 years ago when I started YouTube on one of my channels, lol, because I've had many, I made a video when I turned 20. I don't remember what it was called. Something like my 20th birthday, something along them lines. I mean, it wasn't really the most genius title, but it was something along them lines. And I remember in that video briefly talking about like my dreams and my aspirations, and I don't know, like I was just talking to the hardcore fan base that I had at the time about, you know, how I got to that point of making YouTube videos. And I think that was like my 9th YouTube video. So I was talking to my audience about how I got to that point of making videos, what my aspirations were, what my dreams were, what my mentality is and was. And I remember this much. Yeah, it's probably still online, or maybe I privated it. But I remember this much. That's my mate's dad from school. I remember this much. In there, I mentioned a Lamborghini. 9 years later, I still do not have a Lamborghini. And yes, it's materialistic, you know, it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. It's just a piece of metal with 4 wheels, and you put a little bit of petroleum in, and it gets you from A to Z. Well, it gets you from A to A, a little bit past A, because the fuel consumption on them cars is disgusting. But 9 years, I couldn't figure out a way to become a zillionaire. And there's people on TikTok doing random TikTok dances, and they're like getting flown out every weekend. Is it not a scam? It's not a scam. Anyways, I'm not fussed. My time shall come. I know that much. I'm not going to sit here and doubt myself like a little melon. My time will come, inshallah. And there'll be a day when I'll sit behind a wheel, I'll close the door, doosh, and you guys will be like, what a G, wow, I want to be like him. And the truth is, You can't. You can never be like me. Shut up. Or maybe you can. I don't know. I'm nobody's spec. Maybe I... shut up! Shut up, bruv! I'm talking to myself. But yeah, it just made me laugh. So it was pretty nice. Alhamdulillah, my birthday. What did I do? Well, I worked. My family was obviously busy as well. And then the day after, we just had a little meal. And what did we have? We had lamb. The slow-cooked lamb. With rice. Which I only had a bit of because I don't really eat too many carbs. Please don't judge me. Yeah, I have these before I go swimming. And before I work out. Because my sessions are quite intense. So anyways, we had lamb, rice, and my favourite thing on the face of this planet. My favourite thing on the face of this planet. Chimichurri. An Argentinian condiment. Chimichurri. I am in love with chimichurri. If you know what chimichurri is, gang, run it up, man! Run it up! But yeah, it's this condiment with parsley, a little bit of garlic, olive oil, which is my favorite thing on the face of this planet. If olive oil was, if it wasn't weird, I would probably shower and bathe in olive oil. That's how much I love it. I love everything to do with olives. So it's got a little bit of chili flakes in. Oh, it's coriander. It's just everything a man could ever want, I think. Yeah, everything a man could ever want. Okay, let's say women didn't exist. Chimichurri's second on the face of the planet. Well, chimichurri would be first if women didn't exist. But obviously women do exist, so chimichurri is second. Well, actually, chimichurri is third. Okay, chimichurri. Okay, YouTube, women, chimichurri. That seems fair to me. That's fair. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm a man. What do you expect? So, yeah. And that's about it. I didn't do anything crazy. Didn't, party like mad until I dropped. I didn't get any gifts because I don't care about gifts. I literally don't care. I'm literally probably the most boring person on the face of this planet. Honestly. If you were to describe me, if I was to describe myself, it would just be water. Like, I'm just water. Just plain and tasteless. But at times, if I'm diluted with the right thing, I can taste good. Okay, that's weird, bruv. Just forget these analogies. I think out loud, okay? I speak before I think. So just, if I say something weird, just delete your browser history and pretend you never heard me. But yeah, I'm very grateful for life. I really am, alhamdulillah. I think as you mature, I don't know if this is the case for everybody, but as you mature, you just want simplicity. And I think with me, I'm very extreme with everything. Like, I'm either going to drink water or I will go on a liquid strike. I'm either going to eat a nice healthy meal or I'm going to eat nothing but chocolate. There's no in between with me. So as you grow older, as you grow mature, you realize that you want a simple life in everything you do. You want simplicity. There's no room for any headache or calculations or, algebra, Pythagoras' theorem. None of that. Firstly, maths can do one. If maths was a person, I would have burnt. Okay, I probably would have killed him. Yeah. If maths was a person, but that's not the case. So again, just forget I said that. Wow, is there something weird? Okay, Just forget I said that, man. I would never do that. But as I was saying, at this age now, I just want simplicity. And I don't know if it's something you can tell through my drives. You know, when I was younger than what I am now, I used to overcomplicate everything. But yeah, I just want simplicity now. So, simple. Not really gonna go. Like, nobody even asked, why am I yapping? Why am I yapping about this stuff? Nobody asked, man. Nobody wants to know my deepest, darkest, not darkest, but deepest, like, thoughts and philosophies. Nobody cares. So, I'm sorry, guys, to burden you with my thoughts. This car behind me is following quite close. Don't know what their issue is. But let's put it this way, boys. If I don't have a Lambo by, I don't know, what shall we say, 2 years? I don't know, just unsubscribe. Because what's the point at that point? What's the point? Haven't found a way to get a Lamborghini, a little bit of metal that goes quite fast. That's embarrassing. As a man, that is embarrassing. Couldn't find a way to get a little bit of metal. That is actually embarrassing. You know what? If I do not get a Lambo by the age of 31, let's just say, I will overdose on chimichurri. How does that sound? What a way to go. Chimichurri overdose. So just a nice little chilled one today. Nothing like, you know, I used to, for my drives, I used to drive, what are these brothers doing here? That's odd. Brother! Brother! That's the thing with Asians. Any Asian, you can horn and wave and they'll act like you went to school together. Which is nice, actually. It's quite a nice feeling. It's a bit different. Yeah, is there anything else I want to talk to you boys about? By the way, I just want to say, if you're new here and you've subscribed, nice one. And even if you've taken the time out to join me on a drive, that's nice, appreciate it. You know what? I couldn't care less though. I don't care. And what? And what, you join me? I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. Let's just call a left hook a left hook. But if you have joined me, thank you. Do I have any doctors on here that can diagnose me for why I am the way that I am? It's just, look how I'm talking. I talk a bit scattered. Speak all over the place. My thoughts are just running at 12 zebillion 12 zebillion miles an hour. Bet you never heard that before. 12 zebillion miles an hour. Also, I'd like to sponsor. Well, no, I'd like to sponsor. I would like to thank today's sponsors. LOL. Got no sponsors here. But you know what? Inshallah, one day I will. Sometimes I think, if this channel ever blew up, inshallah, I mean, the racists out there are gonna love that, aren't they? If this channel ever blew up. But if it ever did, inshallah, how sick, what would I do? Would I go for sponsorships? Or would I have my own product? If I have my own product, it would honestly genuinely be something that I believe in. So like a pedometer of some kind that gets you to do at least 10,000 steps a day, and if you don't, you get electrocuted. Okay, at least it gets you moving. It's good for your health. Or a coconut water well. So just a well where every day I just go and throw coconuts in it. They crack, the water spills in, and then people go and fill up buckets of coconut water, which again is good for you, brother. Which again is good for you. Let's say hi to these, brother. So yeah, it'd be something that I genuinely believe in. Or it'd be like a water bottle brand. To be honest, water is the biggest scam in the world. Having a water company, bro, who said I need to pay you for the most basic necessity of life? It's a scam. It's a scam. But yeah, that's probably one of the products that I'd have. A water company, a water bottle company. Definitely sparkling water, because I love sparkling water. I love coconut water. I'm against all the juices. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. They're not really good for you. And I'm on about all the artificial stuff. Orange juice now and then is alright. Why am I on about orange juice? Guys, thank you for tuning in. Catch you in the next one.